Biamano na inde umancho murigere bweta TV twaswera sense mo yenge chomono kerega senje na Brighton ni twayuire leta ni up and down lakini rende now we have the right person oido chikobolia ngana kiri chikoligo teba nende ri chikondubana terikera ni gwabunere nake katiba yense ya Kenya goteba nero no Mukenya manyita mangana ya ntuchiko sangagira tatu aliagendrete especially mangana finance bill nere a talk of the town nuko na mwata tebiriga tuabolinga nkima wata beba bunge baino bono mambia abandi mwatabire bake no abandi mwatabire ngo chubaka bare yes what are the implications if the bill passes wosise wetiwa and then toligere bikundi bana libia sokiri kabisa byo kwamereria finance bill ya 2024 ayonsi ntochikoligereria asobwagare kyagera wakili ashadunda ndani ya mjengo and then gotolena mwaki kyagera he has made it kyagera mbabwati gasi nyinge akirendo rabikire kando kidogo asenenjo yeva itayayo muligereria na intubneta ya TV na tunashukuru kwa hilo. We don't take that for granted tigatomwale kabisa senchira ya vene ndochokwanera mangi onye kubata libole nyo kubata komenta onye kubata kende gionsi goro ye finance bill yo makoyo iga na bogo tuma komenta kwao go celiboli yao wetera sensemeli ya Facebook na otulneta ya TV Facebook gabo na YouTube na otule kabisa na SMS number nigere open yani ngatwa yeigorere ayibuno gutuma liboli ya ukolirora nigonkotebya wakili oliranirya bunenge ncheri go karibu sana korobono iga mpaka chikoroga chisa anye inyeche mambia ya bono karibu sana wakili
mbiamano
happy to see you
mbiamano morali
asutimbiere kabisa
thank you so much thank you so much
nero tonere ga studio nganetia araba kwanera abatebina kyakorwa of course na boranya kwa interactinere kikazi kwa interactinere asechi street chomo chobosongo akirende tigago tebya manita ya kamili egara tumenye kucha kumurubiri right now karibu sana
mbiamano abanchu abaligereria ba Etaya TV oyakorwa nga Hilary Ongori Tom. Hilary Ongori Tom is an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. Oyo okora bakora libuga ya sense ya Kenya. Tutokoro bakora libuga lichiko tokoro kwa abantu baito obosemia tokwa abantu baito libagali okuba kwanira asebigambiro byaito asense ya Kenya mbyamo.
Yes, all right. Nere wakili Hilary Ongori Tom. Malida yanata tokuna nje Sara nyarangi Ontita. So learned friends always have three names. Okaribu sana na endele rotubuate the constitution itself. Ekagera ntutiko genda outside. Iko kendio stochi kokwa nagaiga. It is basically ase amangana katiba yense ya Kenya na endena abatavinga the chairperson asikimbegia JLAC aiga Etayabreakfast.
We are proud members. We committee.
Thank you so much. Wakili ndochino vegete egantugete ka yunkala
purple ribbon.
Yes. Na igoronaro chimobegete sana no kolitara so muchibusongo. But otana totebi inkikere na ende what was the reason behind yetaro ya ino tigato enda se Joshua Uta atobekera robot ururwa kwa gateli tukuligoro you were one of them, you were there and then twaro chaba wakili bande kabisa egara to koirana na liora to taiborongenga what really happened yesterday. Joshua Uta kazi kwako.
Watakana no koraswa go ikagusiro bugima bwaye komona chebina Monica Kivuti oyorenge kona chaiki na sekegambere kenene kya makadara chinga kyo munyanyimbo yo mo amora setelisasi asekelia buna nigo ataisanegete no kona cha abegeta sekegambere kyo nigo abo wakili korwase county ya Kisii asemambye yiri tikolia rero banyarkoba okurukurubekana asomo chobosongo elio kagikelia oboiti obwo bakorawa no monyakirogo Law Society of Kenya kurwasoro sagia rwa Southwest branch asirieta ben gichana nigo bamochirege korike gasogote babuna ndige kuboirira okubura kuborendi ase chinsemo ao chikegambero.
We want to state that we really condemn in the strongest terms possible the senseless and barbaric killing of the magistrate, the judicial officer. We wish to state that it's very unfortunate that the judicial officer lost her life while in the line of duty.
Nigo twatwara maandamano yo morembe elio koene kinga twaletera ujumbe gochia se abanyanyimbo na bali baga ni riko beko borendi ase bigambiro byaito ngama ngana talibuya abantu baito bagocha ase bigambiro ekegambiro nakie karu yoboene ekerere karu yoboene twamanyira konyora ngaiga ase bigambiro no borendi botayo no emboli oboke
gichana nigo amunyoire nyagosira Monica Kivuti oyorengo mona chobina sekegambiro kya makadara asatebire buna nigo arengo musbati oringe okora imirimo yaye boikranu na niga atigire nka enke ase boigo anyare ko bagakuboria uburendi kobekwa gochiase abana chebina.
So it's so sad that the security in our law courts appears compromised. We urge the government to beef up security for our judicial officers who are handling very sensitive matters. Further, I wish to state that we lost a very young life, very dynamic, who had a bright future, and she left behind a very small child.
Onyana bo nigatebire buna abana chebina na boigo abawakili nigo bagendere kumenyera obwo basekeria buna nigo babire bakora imirimo yabo boikrano nakoraga ekiarago cia serikali asekerie batebire buna niga serikali ebwanete kuimokia egetambukiro kia bwango eri kubaenekeria oburendi.
Abantu bali baitu bakurukungana bago abana chebina nigo bamenyeta asobwa bonene ase ngencho bona banyorerwa sokogosererio konene korwa ase balia bagocha ase court security ase chikoti chaito bantu mbali go check wekero bagocha aroro abantu bagoche court baimogetie bioma ao.
We also feel that our lives are not safe because we are the stakeholders in justice system. We wish to state that the government appears not serious regarding the security of our judicial officers.
Asesemo yende nige serikali ya buri kubwata kachibesa munenjira ya moyo kwenekia buna ebigambiro nkwaga chobire erinde ukikonyara libagari saine lyo gukorera emirimo yabo.
Chikoti chaito judiciary na the serikali ngi manigo toko sabe serikali ngaki ba minto bwato ka resources erinde chikoti chiagacho abana chibaite bina abagokorire bina ase chitendi siko abana chibaite bina tibabwatie se bakobera abagosanga chirum chiritokoroka chambers.
Wish to call upon our government to look into this issue in a broader perspective. Imagine if our members of parliament have more than one security personnel allocated to them. For sure, it won't cost the government anything for them to allocate security personnel to our judicial officers who are really dealing with very risky and sensitive cases.
Reporter Eta TV korega somo chebo songo generic maobe.
Wanchumaligaria roboti na ruo endonye kwaligerere kwarorire wakili Hilary Ongori Tom, the advocate of the High Court of Kenya, na wale ngine sirimbi kabisa. Can you briefly care?
Sirimbi na utubwate yoiga.
So nabukora totebi what really happened about this story na ende do you think okoboli kwaino ngochiko tegererwa for the better
mbia mono umuralia siliboli elio igoro nigo twabwate okorobekana korengana buna national office ya LSK Law Society of Kenya twabwata maandamano all over the country tore in solidarity with the judiciary. Judiciary ekiagera oyo mobo we judiciary a judicial officer na nyara ko bagukora suwa seke gambiro kya makadara law courts ekero araswa na ende agasyobo imobwaye aseke koro kiaroro kante ko bege koro ge kore to kogoserio konene ucha saba na chebina na ende na ase bigambiro beito ekaoro kinga oborendi teboli aroro engane ye igonyirigererie ne ngana kanye toraroketo ase mon bwego songo nga a time bomb ne gento kiarenga aroro kero roche kaine nga kina bokera ise gocha koba lakini bono giakorete kiabete sababu ngotebere igone ari yiga se judiciary akarokuri no ne budget karbon to kwana na samangane finance bill boniga as we speak a judiciary request around 40 billion as a budget but here by around 20 billion which means that okogani we judiciary amagani ale within the judiciary ebintu bibita kere wekera wa se judiciary ebire to the extent yo wekera around 40 billion lakini bako half the budget libare estimated inge binde binabita kero karaki bitakere ne judiciary nkie minute ye ko meaning aki chibese chiga bako egwa chire nusu ya chiri bagania ebago chiri tanga ni korali ringa tokoro kanga recurrent expenditure ekaro batumire recurrent expenditure ya meaning ebinto bono buna infrastructure buna chikoti chinyene asibako bera ebiko bucha bono in terms of priority ebiko rank later kubu amangana kurukunga waka ne meshara ko maintain chigali ne binto binga bunebyo you meaning aki omochando no romo in terms of resources chiko allocated to the judiciary Elinde judiciary echikoba equipped with the right infrastructure elindo bolendi na mangana ndanga buna yaiga ara atange egekoro bune ekiabete achikoba sorted ne judiciary bono igo karo twarenge korobeka na igoro na litwa take the opportunity also to urge the national government ngakiba minto let allocate resources to be allocated wocha se judiciary so that ekera abantu baito bagocha se ebigambiro banyoro boene na ende banyore nga mbali kogosereriko omanye iganga e judiciary ebigambiro bito no botamero bwito bwo mwerio ekero inche naye na sara tu asinyanire omorembo osinyire gotoka gadia ito inche naye totoke nganto bwati ebigambiro ntokonyora sito gochikotatua amangana ito yo goreki yo gweta na gosio kobori wo morembo lakini ekero konyora ngabono gaiga ase ebigambiro no bono tu achakire gotwara obwo bobonene ngaki security oborendi bwito gali ase ebigambiro ngakibore omonto ekera gocha onyora nga taisanegeti noko nacha amanya konyora nga umuntu yasaga kolire oyo igoro mona chibina asaga kolire bina ari in an exposed place ekaro kolire se incident yabete gali makadara chitent nigo chibekrisku ali umanya nga it is with Nairobi onye chitent chikale kobe kubaka Nairobi nga kyora alengereri ekoti ekaribu na buna keroka buna keroka bono tubwate tent yeso umuntu akorek magistrate yakolire bina isku omuntu akonyara go access omuntu bwate kerengere yekebe ara access ye court premise you go pose a threat to the judicial officers officials nkigende community egento ngere sara tokura kwana gana ande abalire baito bakora tokura bairesa about the judicial independence. So thereby judicial independence is about one, the institution, and two, about the decision making. Yomona chebi no yomonyana. Omona chebi na ogokorere bine setend siku. Boni gabune egekore kyabet. Na bali no bwo babonene. Yes. Ngangaki ndaji kobeka bono ukona chakule njiragete ti manyangora na intu gai. Yeah, sure. So at the end of the day, it goes back to the issue ya resources. Chiko allocated to the judiciary, and if those resources need chikoru wabunega neiri, then judiciary nenya ale kuerobeli na kuebanga ngaki toka tonyo robolendi weito bobi. Ngaki toka tonyo ale the facilities. Togo tumia chikole chibebuya. So yesterday we marched naende go protest egakole kikyabeta arore as a magistrate ya nyara ko bago sirio bogi mabwaye.
So young and very vibrant.
Yes.
Cherry na tebo LSK.
Yes.
And by the way, eke kolegi teligo chiko interfere nenchira bona banajibi na bawo chiko ruko na chakwao. Bono because it's a threat already. Mbya mono kwa tebire buya. Ekero mona chebi nako tiani ko mona chebi nankorwa nkolia legi hapo kyae. Gokora egasi yaye atali na kuanchira likonde bwensi atali na na bwoba bwonde bwensi ekera gokora manganayo. Bono external factors bune chiga ekero konyora ngabono abantu abachakire kokosera goso umuntu uno yosirio bwe mabwaye. Ekyo konyora bono chief justice yatabete ngaki as the president, one of the measures ba bekire ba suspend all makeshift courts. Makeshift courts yeminatinga ase chinsemo chiri bigambero bigo koleru bitali ese court yere secure ogosene tent siko goseno moto isiko gosene se contain abantu mbale ba kolera Kenya gaige ebina bakase container asa atali secure so ebintu bune bi abere suspended at least to ensure ngaki judicial officers go feel very secure about this issue. And another thing about whether these judicial officers must feel safe. Etoko sababa na chibaite bina ngaki ba minto na beko nyareka ngaki enke korobune ke kyabere as measures chigan take over put in place to ensure their safety. One of the ways Choko ona the memory ya honorable Kivuti no kogendera gokora na kuna chebi na bo bonde bonsi botayo elinde no anu onde bwensi obwate kerengere lingaki bono twanyore liba kali ko chikokora mangana atagwenereti amanyenga abana chebi na beito bado mbale farm whether by those stress or not still abana chebi bina mbale tayare gokora korengana buna lichiko likotebe. All right, but even so na mwaga chiri bigambire asimo gochikona chire bine ba feeling that they are safe still nche to me I feeling a safety bad to take over never nyumba abono mnatuliga anybody can come in to kumanyango tegerete what are their intentions to me a lot has to be done. A lot has to be done, including one of the recommendations, the Judicial Service Commission. We need to have depositories for weapons. So, Montakarago, say court, Tigatomanya, ki onyu Montogago, Ikasike Gambiro.
it is necessary yani ngebetereti mona tuare ekiome kegene sababu ne raja correct aja go correct go chana kia wono rocho mongwana buno yoigo okorete ge korikeiga aru it all the way from Kericho Londiani in Kericho sababu nero ro ya bene yare kogera aso asiki gambiro kali ne kiomeki yaya igo checks njiga ne richiba chigo toka ekaro chi abere chigo toka onye go konyoranga no bwate kioma kende kyonsi osinore license to gotware kiomeki iga kiabe kwa se depository ekaro go so esiki gambiro ekiagero manyete bina na biro bina mangana ale emotive umuntu na bakobea emotions na aga jigu korengana no kuna jakolete kole so those are also measures the Judicial Service Commission na the judiciary at large ya proposed elinde chicho correct chichi wenshwanga courts inchibwata depositories but those depositories cha firearms and other weapons cannot be attained onye ntubwati resources chiko genda se judiciary ntokotia waka na bantu bali judiciary tekotia waka na bantu meshara yabo cha cross depository so priorities and the budget that is allocated to the judiciary it's a call to the national government ngaki ebigambero ngo play vire semenene as a democratic space tubwate let us give them the required resources elinde banyare kwebanga kubeko bolendi boisaine na kwene kelio mokenya ngaki ase kalwe yoboene kerba ko gendaro it is the safest place bara nyore oboene bwabo kerba gutamira ase bigambiro yes
another thing to kole kurwa samangana ya nyagosira musubati Monica Kivuti ekaromotere ne solidarity nere why is it that something serious has to happen so that vikundi ebe Law Society of Kenya ebe human activist ebe nini we remember the case of Westgate long time ago yani something dangerous has to be done people has to lose lives before these groups stand out in solidarity why don't you wasebyo mbebiga vitene ne mara so that mwasie kama bagali mapema because anything can happen
mbia bona asilibolile moralia naba Kenya tuli aba Kenya ntuma etenga ki for example abantu ngokora bale bina incident and ntuma etenga ki even tigana no security in terms of ngomuntu ngochale gokurwania incident ntuma even the weather conditions bona buna kusiga ika they are not conducive oto kengo gase ko kolega asiago in a place where mbule go tunaende toli secure even that in itself is a threat but bona is ngaki nyinge to assume these things ekiagera bona bande bakanyete gintu ke ko bataborura eyuere bobe nande na bonda agree na ngaki these pressure groups and even the Law Society itself and even the judiciary itself naba na chiebi no ma edemba bwate byombe byabo nechi judicial officers those associations echiga ne iriko ensure ngaki from time and again ngo fight wale for the secure space yoko kolegasi tetokanga ege kolege ko lakini rende bono ya beire it is an opportunity ekara mangana yali muliro ko ignoraninga kibaminto nega nirie tonyore nchira togo secure our courts tonyore nchira togo ensure safety nere in our courts naende ke korobune ke tiwe isi cho kokora ka naende ke tokenda ngoronta ete gote ba igoro ya the history ngane yeira naro chabantu bande bako babangu gutaka gote banga bono chikoti ni go chire corrupt gutaka go justify ke koleke iga yune ngane takire kugikirwa esababu igoro the Judicial Service Commission perused now the file le magistrate yale go deal na omonto yo igo renge ngane ro mukagirwe sekine keiga aseli go solia obtaining by false pretense kanyo kagirwe go tamane chipesa chire around 2.9 million naende ko around December last year tanya go cha court ono monto released or out on bond o abuse liba gerie koti amwate ngaki koreki na korusiko bono for 7 times tanya koroka na kotini
but it's claimed she was sick what does that have to
nara you there was no evidence here presented chikoro kinga ki na alinga admitted in any hospital whatever documents she have presented were not satisfactory in fact the Judicial Service Commission is on recording that those documents were forgeries this is somebody who abuse libageria irulio kokoleki na korusiko and so the decision ya Honorable Kivuti go cancel bail ne linga ki omonto oyo iga oirulibaga umate you have a right to be presumed innocent until you are proven guilty otebi unga kirende you are entitled to the right of bond under Article 49 or be released pending the hearing yekina kyao this person is abusing that right and the possibility nelinga na bara ise hotama So to ensure ngamangana buna ita that is why Honorable Kivuti cancelled that bond. So on the bwensi orato okay ogotaka go justify ege koro kyomo nyanyimbo yo iga ochiete korasa a judicial officer na ataka irali the facts buna bono the Judicial Service Commission ya ali the file ya understanding aki nkikia gerete pake ga ikera a decision yogo cancel bond ya koraki e kabaro na endo manya iga abantu mbaro maite bako chapaka none court bale none bitanda benya gitali under false pretense Elinda try to explaining a king a kia koranta alenge ko a court e kiagar na manya denga a bonding go chere ko baka cancel. So you mondo na bwa tali bagali yogo na takira present evidence concrete evidence ngaki na lenga admitted nyagitali this is what has happened.
So judge was doing
egasi boronge and 7 attendances yotra attend a court. They can only lead to cancellation of bond.
Yes. They can cancel the bond.
Yes.
And nisikobol, era toka bado muntu chire na evidence ngama ene na arwali. Will the judge go ahead and cancel or nabako mwanchira? If the evidence is okay, you've been in hospital and the man no arwali.
A court na be ko ligere do shahidi bolibu abekiru asere. Na ende ngo korachire bobotambi. Ekero kwa explaining aki na atali golioka elibono atali goche court umu wakili ana bagocha acha ere court ngaki rero motejo no yuru mukageru ese kineke iga tali gotoka se kigambero rero esababu neye na ande kerara abe discharge ko nyagitali ntoleto bushahidi. So a sequence of events ngaki ngani yego cha kuikirabu nere go determining ngaki go cancel are bond go start cancel. So in many instances ekero ko ere sire boronge naboko gendera go koraki ko kori kina kya ko risko with a warning ngaki mangana buna yuta baise ko koraki ta baise ko banai.
All right.
Yes.
Bia manasana kero ko boljo mali to kolire. And by the way, how is your father? Your father is George Mo. Biyale kabisa. Nimedenara somoro bile kabisa na ngende to bwatia. Sasa libuli and okay, and by the way yako ndani, all right? Otevirenga colorful delivery. Hongera wakili.
Mbia mono mugambi, mbia mono.
Naitwa Otevirenga Sara, hongera sana.
Thank you dad.
Yeah, thank you so much wakili George Mo. Akoro ku George Mo rarabwa kuma.
Yes. Umogetutu number 1.
The smart brains.
Kabisa.
Tekimbaroche aye ere na Zelma. Onuke. Smart brains.
3 musketeers. Tokwirukanga the 3 musketeers.
Thank you so much. 3 musketeers.
Yes.
Yeah, by the yabana and congratulations.
Thank you.
How is justice going to happen as a side ya Nyagosira now that the perpetrator is no more? Kibono justice which kokorwa osikibono na boge kwera just like that.
One thing tutagete ko manyangelinga ki ekerege kore kikiabete. Mo kageru yekera chagete kurasa indiscriminately. They are needed to somebody bring this situation into control. And one of those things kiaro na ngene kiomata yari
already ready to
kokora mangana bunai na boyare ko nyare kana ngata araso yubwe karasa na bantu bana. So the security arengaro the court orderlies barengaro swung into action bakamo neutralize. So liboli ya wondinga kibono yako nyoro bwene bwaye ekiagara bono sirito bogimo bwaye in the line of duty. What can be done nelinga kiesera now can compensate the family for the loss this magistrate lost life. So justice teta kirikuri from the sensing kinga go ikoli ari go toka justice na bego toka depending on the circumstances to kale turaro compensation needs to be done which is a family ya Nyagosira. That in itself can cover for the loss. Of course they koira ni bogima but on a case to case basis na bego bwati ngakibono lende ayana aratu enyore boniga what is the best way to try to restore koira ni buna yarenge no yanto koira ni bogima ngakitora abeke this family to feeling aki no yo mo bo ruraro still there is something that can be done to at least bring them family ko nyereta ange ko ibangusange na kubalenda sengenjo ya oyo abo kolreki ochire nabo yare ko nyare kanoli abuga tutakoreki taraso. So the justice that would have been done no como prosecute ikara be prosecuted anyorure ligoso audumie egesura ese prison.
Yes.
but at the same time ayuonzi na bakora and the compensation no co prosecute kumuntu onyendi yali ngaro can run concurrently. In fact, that is what happens.
All right.
Yes.
And now the reasoning and the care that this lady, the wife of the deceased officer, a case care will still go on.
A case care, she's dealing with a case. It's a separate case.
Right.
It's a case that should be considered on a case-to-case basis.
Okay.
Against now obtained by false pretense. So there is not a judgment on that other case. A case obtaining this money, then the course of action will follow. There is no evidence. This is not evidence.
Only that one is taken over by some other magistrate. All right.
Yes.
We stand with you to condolences to the family of Monica Kivuti na ndevu na judiciary na inu na Law Society of Kenya kiubikiaba wakili tunawapatia pole kubwa sana.
Thank you.
Diga tusikebosyo bono mwakili togenda gwikase ngane ebwato muliro motindi kabisa. You are not new. No I think again about the finance bill. Last time kana bate wakili George Mo, he was very confident agatebanga ebili yaruche weta osisi weta na halishwa nga president Ruto takobekese but as things so far bune bintu bire timanyati nga nkitora ora kwane buno mwakiri kolende otarachiko nga your thoughts ntoroche abantu bachakira korobekana. There is a very new wave avomo lindo molito kabisa o Gen Z brother ni adabanga hiyo apart hawezi kutambua hiyo nkirende toroche as a street cha Nairobi, litukuligoro street cha Mombasa, litukuligoro, still we are seeing tear gas from the police officers. What does the constitution about the right of demonstration?
Mbia mona asili boli elio nkolenge maboli arabu na barabiri tianda chakere litanga ni kwanza on my view on the finance bill. Serikali togo deal nero minto mumanyenga ne serikali ebwata mangana makonsana ne serikali ebwate gento turarokenga nenchire ya moyo kofumba abantu serikali yiga enchire go operate finance bill ya 2024 na goikira bakabona tuikire boniga babunge baguchigwa kachikura mugaso serikali yiga enchira nere go operate onyo tabeti kine na bokonyora nga twanyorero muchando monene ande tali arayuka etole gati muchando monene nkingo tebera igo ebintu mbiro bia bete proposed in this finance bill bia lenga ko gecha abantu bia letira mangana ya maandamano ebintu bia bia bete proposed akaronko ligere libono goikira buna tuikiriga abangwana bakorukungana with the national government led by His Excellency Ruto ebintu mbere babegete gali elinde ko goro mo Kenya be kwara mba manyete nga batete ko beko intentionally elinde bache ko pretending I will listen akaraba biruzi aro mba manyete nga stay bako genda nabyo but the narrative that ko create nelinga ki this is a government that listens to the people obuwa bambuga to bonene akaro ukwana buna to ukwana boniga mbolinga these amendments ba proposing ekiagara bono the amendments are coming too late in the day nganguru stole totally geretibu ya ebintu mbire bira ete mabwe akaro to gase ko sherekea nga ebintu mbiro bya rusibu
already is there
ebintu mbire bya bekiruime did to gase ko sherekea nga barusi je bintu gete bado the devil itself no ere say amended bill ye bon so ebintu bya bekitu na bono motor vehicle tax eco tax on pampers chiko imported nebintu binga bunebyo on bread no ko gechomo Kenya is kind of a strategy ngaki to ko beke binte biga echikirenga kikito to be drop ikabarayo to be drop to create a narrative ngaki into serikali yekotegerera lakini akato ko chikwament ebintu mbere biratoke birese bili ebonera amended ko chiwake ruchikura biratoke bire bibe mono kubwana ne byakora byaruzu igege ntonge linga ki njenda asaba bunge baitu ekara ba go consider this amendment baligere liboronge mba etia on the ground ngebintu gete biria bakenya bari kolera byarusi gwaro
but get the relevant still in the house
and at the same time ekara bari nguruzi ebinte biga there are incentives bakobekera abachumbi unabono CDF ya mentor chibes that is a way of saying ki tutagete tobabekere chibes elinde baetie bili kwaro a bill, your finance bill, ne bill ye amend several laws.
Okay.
In an effort to raise tax. Una toko gambaiga the bill era applicable. Ya amended ye interview finance bill 2023. So a finance bill, the nature of a finance bill needing a amend several other laws. Chico provide tax. We will continue using the tax measures. Igo serikali asenko ya mojimono na soko beke gente kero kanenga ki oko etie bill ya 2024 is a life and death scenario nga tutanyi deti ntoko correct ntoko gender eboli iga a finance bill ya 2023 they had targets ba target ko raise revenue ba chikraniti tutaraji commenta measures cho commenta that tax kera bono de ya 2023 ke are ya sangreti ikirani tax ya bete ya sangreti uno ete ikraneti how was it administered ngaki ya tumegete asoko kordo mokenya teli ngabona ngese njokere financial ya ngatonya comment finance bill tonya comment tax measures while we are not looking at tax administration eba angeli tu asangereri
alright
ngaki ya ko regasi egapu eri tutari kuikirani kusangereri how can we empower KRA esangereri korengana no ne finance bill ya 2023 tura ikirani ali tu abwate target tura administer evangelia ekoregasi tumanya korengeri of other measures cho commenta a tax.
Do you think the government is pushing things so quick?
Serikali is over ambitious.
But it's okay to be ambitious.
Over ambitious. Over ambition.
It's still okay to be
over ambition at the expense of Kenya.
Okay.
These taxes come from the people. The people are saying we have no jobs. People are saying businesses are going down.
Collapsing.
So
from out of the Kenyan
the tax? From where do you raise the tax? You raise it from businesses. If the business people, if the manufacturing industry are having a key, so you cannot hope to go tax. Business and hope of ambitious lingaki o target to are budget tiana lakini ilikuwa nyorire ntanga ni toranye utilize bunakolete bunetake ntolikota bigunga ki nkigia failed KRA go collect in accordance with their targets cha finance bill 2023. It is actually possible onye ndi abantu barayi baito bakolire boronke na bakotebanga ki aso mwako yo tigatora aba Kenya omwese.
Yes.
Even themselves, they can even take cuts on their salaries to fund that budget. Onye deficit keroro yoko sangeri bango but that does not happen. Oligereri karto kwa na igore allocation to the judiciary around 20 billion. Now what they asked for is around 40 billion. Oligereri parliament what they asked for and what they got. Barabunga kiba korabanya ra allocate to the parliament in accordance to the budget. It will mean they are selectively applying enjere yoko sangeri bango nenjere yoko nyi apply. So ekaranga likiane igoro finance bill igoro finance bill aba Kenya mpaka ne iriko egwa omwese ntotaka development itonye target. We want development, we want to move ahead, but you cannot tax yourself. Montonaro Winston Churchill, Prime Minister ya UK. Atebetenga omonto to konyara ko karo ko tax yo monte ngo monto tenene ndoime endo maitando bogoli match otenene ndoime go tagete kwenye bogoli no bwato to konyara kuye bogoli enjere ngabune ekagre bangeje comes from the same people. The same people are saying business are going down and it's actually true. No ana yo moligereria bweta team na bokwanda ingaki ebintu tibiri buya so ebangeje batade ko Russia story ngaki ba ko Russia story onye we are not doing well. So it is important that whatever tax measures were taken last year under the finance bill 2023, can we just allow those targets? She can recover our targets. Those are issues. She can recover. So a finance bill, when you vote no.
But Rende Wakili, you see, they have at the end of the day to Treasury, budget 2024-2025. at 3.9. The deficit is 302 billion. Because even if we go ahead, even if they drop this bill, this deficit. That's now
a budget, yeah.
But we were reaching out of this the finance bill. It means to them, other avenues rather than the finance bill at 2024.
You are unrealistic.
Yes.
It's about time and again to all finance bills and all tax measures. Mbali go ikira niko sangere likoli. Igo bone anything and kick and tobacco chiko tamera bona nechi dendi to chaka ko swana ndo manya. Elinde to borrow from international market, to borrow from local markets, go ensure that deficit ya very covered. Nekar to go so ye sama den. Ando nyole bona karabono mwako yondo go chikocha. We are even borrowing to pay. We are borrowing to pay loans. Why don't we say ngaki go ikira ga iga semesha zestu abekire nkito tare kura achieve target iliyo go sangiriri na ende chiba allocated na kokole ga asiburunge elinde tumanya ngaki we have sealed all loopholes on tax administration ebango ngaki kokole rumo kenye gasi ekarto go move forward na totwara bone budget yena tayari the loopholes to shege these loopholes ngaki ntonyare wa administer tax burunge to konya kominyoka roje goko beko macho motungi otometa abana abange goroje bayanda bakorera mache lakini enyongo yatige efforts chiago ne chuko sangereri lakini nyonge yakorete enyonge yine ichore tego ichore so ne gasiera be toko kore tali burunge dete sike omenyongo nyebeke kabisa nshuenga ki mache tali go so na bagenda bono no tatuma abanta abange tax measures na jitaba iguru na bono mutu enyongo ya kore go ichore yes
yeah biona sana ase argument ya watu bano mambe wakili Hilary Ongori Tom. Asante sana wakili George Mo autumira maiga kabisa which ase the strong man Brighton pokea salamu kabisa korwa se our one and only Tony George Morara Wakuma oyanchiranire kabisa oyanchiranira maiga George Mo the strong man anchiranire kabisa pia mwana but by the way otara yone report riechitiaga sando what have you there is this again to public participation twayekwanire tena wakili George Mo nona etwara yokwanire lakini still ntote yokwanira because is the core nero the core egereta abantu basogeta sichikurende people are claiming mpakole tikurende baboliji abandi nonye baboliji amachibaru tali arako kole rugasi. Why don't you think nga natokora public participation teligo chi account so much as a decision making?
Mbe mona se diboli jego ya public participation etakere koligere libuna bakenya ngaki ngayitu arule koru kuruma ga public participation ya lengaro ngaki ya lenge kokorwa na ande goikira boni ngaki ya koliki ngaki ya ikeire ni onda tabenga as we speak ntora ikas tutagete go in terms of public participation but ntori yesu alenge boniga presentations unechiga chiko korboniga echiko ba aired seriously all over the place and abantu nko barele bagali go present those things though the issue yogo chi consider no bono to go draw the line ekiara bono no mo chando kolete oraro so I would say nga amangana public participation na mangana ali yengenche kiagara ebinte ebyo kubanga oko bibanga on behalf yo mokenya omokenya yo iga na atakere go twara say because these things nkomu affect birero buno mokenya so we are making progress we are making even totora debe in the abantu tokorokanga millennials tokorokanga baby steps ngora nkogenda tole tutagete lakini tutora ikaroro ekiagara boni ngekaro ko representations were made to this finance committee presentations that were made from the manufacturing industry, presentations were made by various stakeholders lakini akaro chikolire libono what was considered okonyoranga some of the things maoni ba ruita takoletiki tabe considered
is not considered anyway
so I will answer that public participation yega ntoka ne iliko nyisegeta mono na ende ntoka ne iliko even move a step higher ekero tu anyolinga ki a process ya public participation ekoba given as a formality because we realizing it is being done as a formality we can challenge the process even as bigambiro beto tabenga ki a process yega ya public participation te tuade diama chiko boneta gereo karaki koba bantu mbai sufficient notice uma eta karota takota yomonto njoka public participation it should be early enough atware bill anyerigereri
Okay.
anyora maoni arakwa ni iguru ye bill iyo. So the process must also be looked at ngaki yabwati uboronge
Yeah.
paka yaikire segoikire. So we are making progress no ekerenge.
Yeah.
Efforts should be made by civil societies, by aba Kenya. Egento kende gyonsi gego koru ne ebunge egego koru na behalf abantu mbaro bakwiruka bari passive batari koba active asoko taka kubolinga ngikegendrete public participation tali no ne committee eriyoka ayebu no muntu no ani ga bwise kenyoro are you concerned about ngikegendrete your finance bill?
Yes.
Omojumbo na kwana tuna mangana ndi igoro yengane ye abajumbe to gutuma gali ngochi bali batukwanira
bede karutole kubali na Brighton very few.
Yes. So public participation tegane tingochi to kese committee oliyo to mete bune representative yao in the floor of the house nkubolira mangana e yunego segete orengera linga next time karongo tumo monto nintagete to monto orambole ligenteke and present as public participation here. So it is a wide area ya mangana public participation ondeta abaise go nense mongangane itoliko ngusu ngabono na besa mbali kombekera ndagira mesa at the end of the day it will affect agarumo ga tiyo igiranga ngo takoli kubekirwe tax
lazima
igona nendagira yo gatebo kubeka mesa ya kuniru igona aye to ko tenense mote bengaki bono tindiko to kase ngane tindagete kwebwate kanengane tigangora bintu bya to konyara gukora bintu bya abantu baitu mpaka niri kubokerera na kuboli ngaki ebange to kona ngayegochi.
Yes.
Tax measures chikonya kobeko chiko genda igoro mbali ku achieve the target. So what tokoreki ntukora ticha nyene bintu biko gara chibesa chiusaleka emewe yonse tichwe elinde tugusangiriria bango twanyora ngango koreki. So public participation is wide.
Yes.
Neta kero involve keromo Kenya. Yes.
And by the way, Kenyans mbali afraid kurwe tax because they have been paying tax all through.
Yes, they have.
But now obo kongubororo nenchira bataliko tebugo bamanye what is really happening.
Terigo translate.
It's not translating. Yes. Iko babikira munensemo. So kwakane bango in fact na bateba bantu bakane bayere suborunge akona mukenya takata kulipa lakini neli buna whatever they are worried where is our money going to.
True.
Ngetono kiye kichwese nkichigo kora because ekarobuliri in terms of even development kwanya chiwesa nkonyo ruchire no nyano gotomwa. So Kenyans are confused instead of knowing
moralia na ende mboronge totebaniga otuke nganya gitari tindi wakana.
Yes.
Etuke nga school tindi wakana. School fees tindi wakana.
Yes.
Etuke nga mbwate enyumba ngo afford inde nyumba ni mbwate business yane the business is doing well. To tuara bokongu bukurwe bango.
Yeah, sure.
Ekiagara at the end of the day ngaki onyen kurwe bango.
Yes.
Ntaka na nyagitari. Ntaka na school fees. Free primary education. Bana ndagira nkonyora ba maite no ndagira school ya bana na igunga bata ite konyekana bono bantu ba to do away with it. But if we can get this tax translate kuchia sobo koreli.
Yes.
Nkintali ko ruzu kona jirwe bango umaite ntu achaka ko bo ngabone takire serikali ye bono tonyetebye yali umushahara intutwali bango ikiagara bonde bango ya chire igoro mono kubugana ne meshahara abantu bakuri ikaro ko compare between ne bango no mushahara ko nga e bango ne bono takire ndi
ko ngombe tabu atisi aga to ati maji to ati ere chimbaru but you want to milk
aya no ne kombe kire magoroba.
Anyway, wakili mbiamono mwachumbulia na wakili Hilary Ngori Tom ndocho wakili George Moy is watching with us. Thank you so much Atoni. No mwachumbulia nangende tukutobwata ndocho chi SMS wethera SMS line ndocho chi SMS wethera sensemo ya Facebook page no nya YouTube ngochirigeria ande to biso tuko maega give us your feedback to ekerengera kiao ngana ki oroche aiga ne to chitwe manya igoro yeri chiko ba wakili baito no baliga last week kwa rocho wakili George Moy this week kwa rodri wakili Hilary Ngori Tom next week utaona wakili George Mo tochito aba wakili baito mbaga ndregocha na kurua obosemia asenge ngesengana yelichiko ni katiba kyagara ninchemanya dalbyonse ndachemanye tingeterete skuru yelichiko but kana bena baravu gondo chingangu na kumanyande wanyi kubata kuboli konde wensi igoro yagendrete igoro finance bill 2024 igoro ye budget igoro yokorobekana na bintu byonse ngane tikomanya chaka gotomari boliri ya wetera senamba yesimi no eregabo ase etv yao wakili nakuboliri bolyo nki agatabu akagaraga kela kini kabota mangana mangi kagote about amangana a demonstration na is it nkwendere kabisa buneko teba na what we are seeing, because kwa ground mimi naona vitu ni tofauti.
Mbia mona aseli boli elio moralia igore ya the right to picket and present petitions as a public authorities.
Yes.
Article 37 ya katiba ya Kenya nere gukwanira igore ya mangana the right to protest, the right to demonstrate and picket na go present these petitions before public offices. Mbuja na ndetu aligere historical na ndetu ata kumanya mono ngaki umuligerere ito bweta TV. Tumotebyo go picket ngentoki. Amangana yogo picket and this right yogo picket ekogenda back matuka amaega mono achagete through trade unions asa abantu baba koreri begas bare ko kolegasi ekaroso ko kolegasi kwano ringa ugutaisane kankuraroro gusene meshara gusene allowances inchiko ruwaroro trade unions inchi achagete ko formed in the 17th centuries and 18th centuries. Trade unions inchi achagete ko baroro so what kialenga ko baneke ringa ki abakorie gasi ekaro bataisane giti eba ari go batene na segasi batanga abantu bakoreke mbaso asegasi iya alenga kumanyikana moro bonenge totokoroka a picket line neringa ki lero ntuli go soagasi tuangire go soagasi ne sababu tuli go soagasi these are our demands so egento gekoruko go picket go so go demonstrate nenjire ya mwekoro kuyogo protest go so go orokyo go taisaneka okoroki gutaisaneka na negento getekere ase society kera ase okokoregasi osekere ase andonsi osotaisanegete naro so enjere ya moyo gokora igo no kubeka ebi korero bino bintu byo koregasi inse na gotiga kokoregasi ngakirero nturi gokoragasi so right ye ya chagete konya ko evolve ngora abantu mbaro barenge goteba ngagente kenkeganiri ekiagera at the end of the day kare arenge koreka se chinga keji cha trade unions na se abantu bare koregasi litukerio nya abantu banga koregasi minute ngaki chibesa nchiri gotoka naende a company yegese bachi go picket ekoba portrayed in negative light ba comply with the demands it is a right ya evolve ko chapaka ya kotrek ya ikere boniga to chabona se situation yeto ya Kenya abantu abatangani kolo kyo gutaisaneka kwabo nekera their forefathers banorethenga ki omokoloni ochire oikire gaiga ochakire gotugambira na ende toko kiri nenjira okoreki njira so demonstrations picketing okoro kyo gutaisaneka kugachaka kororaka abande bagasoro sana bakabachaka komnyokia abantu na matimu bagachaka komnyokia omokoloni paka tugacha konyora our independence itokoroka the first revelation ekero tuakura mangana yuto kanyora independence tugacha gocha there were displeasures koroka ase serikali but in particular ekero ikirete oburai bwa the late Daniel Toroitich Moi ikaranga bono ebyama byaberinge kyama neka moyoka so protests were organized picketing was done nkia koranguru mugano yiga nko koresande in a while ekero babeka those protests baka onchoka na bande bakabuga tu bande bagasibwa under the dictatorship ya Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi ekero basibwa lakini eventually bakanyora multi-party democracy
which we are enjoying up
yes abono na abantu bali bare nkurumaiga ito na bare okoraki bare go picket bono tuachire bono bono tuachire after multi-party democracy we are starting to thinking aki ekatibe yetobwate the independence constitution teliboronge na ende na rali tueteire etoko chiko soke street tuabwatu etoko chiko koroki ngantuisa negeti tuasi etoko chiko tebanga public authorities injirigo to saboronge kuabwatu kwa turomangana universities in the past era are infiltrated by abantu ba NSIS bago choro bago tagaranga kinki mogo somi umo ari mugo chiko bayira sanga mubwato boziboli bugo complain ibintu bine oyu obwatir mabi lecture yi moli konyero those are the things that happened these are the things cha informative article 37 ye katiba bone kero tuacha bono toko tebanga tutagete katibenya tukanyora ngobwo bamboraroro ekero toko complain to authorities that is why the framers be katiba ya 2010 bagatebanga wikatube kegende kese katiba na kibono inere ya give it back to article 37 eyuwe gotebanga every person na abwate right to peacefully aguma tegende kekere self explanatory ngakero mondo na abwato possible asomorembe unarmed go present petitions go chiaseki to assemble assemble, demonstrate, picket, and present petitions as public authorities. Why public authorities? Public authorities, whatever they are doing it in the name of the public.
Yes.
It's not a private thing. This thing they are doing it on our behalf. This is our petition. That is why our forefathers Babo tenyo kaya bakaimukia matima babo nyaligoti bakanyanya abantu you during that time you go fight for independence abangwana babande balenge this middle other generation yakaba go fight for multi-party democracy ba go so street chiabo saba demonstrations are renowned ngoro yamangana ngabuna yayiga babulukana kabisa bata yabanga yagende tokale we are seeing that demonstrations are evolving kwambo ligoro ya generation Z Gen Zs. Gen Zs omoligeria bweta TV nekegori.
Yes.
Ntobugate kegori tokorokanga the millennials. Millennials na bantu bayiboire between 1980 early 80 paka 1997.
Okay.
Millennials. Baona una nje ama millennial. No na you are a millennial.
Yes, I'm a millennial 74.
No mubwati ebiche oito gaiga you know is a millennial ekina kegori
nyabende 72
yes in a millennial about those people who were born between early 80s paka 1997 ntubwate bone kegori kire 1997 paka 2012 abantu bayiboli tugatiga abana butukoro ko murigereri bweta ya TV Generation Z or say GZ buna bagwa abbreviate so enchira millennials bali go demonstrate nenchira generation Z ego demonstrate and those previous demonstrations chialenga koba echialenga chinjira jire tabauti kwarali abantu bakoroka millennials intwege ntutumanye tene sirimbi buneje millennials ile tutore mogene sirimbi toge kabisa tokaleke the generation yereboniga they are demonstrating as
phones sure
they are demonstrating on social media they are organizing their demonstrations in a very different way buna millennials to alekora abantu balenge kori kiakare ebare ko kora demonstrations oseba go assemble under a certain leader etuale kumanyanga baba amesema Friday ose Monday Black Monday bono ngogenda to the street.
Yes.
So the demonstrations and picketing were organized around a leader. A key leader or lead the demonstration. Paka kwa kunga ki rairo sokiri by satano wana maandamano bona abeto tense Kenya ngima paka nyetenga nsanga pia koso akoso kone karago soka is the climax so the demonstrations were organized around a certain leader but bona this serikali ya bona igeta kiriko very worried.
Yes.
We are moving to a very different generation. Ebi ntongo ncherelibire. Esababu this generation is that inchireko koramanda manabo. It is not centered on a certain leader. Eba mobilized under hashtags Occupy Parliament.
Okay.
Occupy Kisii. Occupy Nakuru. Naende awes ba denga occupy. Talinga no monto na role Kisii yoko organizing it. Eba kumera no so mutanda asegana. Basoka. So they don't have a head.
Yes.
Ekobara. And that is one thing serikali tagiri kumanyanga ki amangana onjoli. Esababu previously bale kubwata the leaders ba maandamano.
Yes.
Babwata Raila ba Muligi. Elinde bakoreki ba ensuring ki ba neutralize ya maandamano aye.
Yes.
But boninga you have no particular leader akoreki orabwata. A trend yege kogendera iga serikali netagiri kuba very keen. Ekiagera bono abantu batachiti ko serikali tachiti ko bakin this is how a revolution iko chaka.
But will the government take them so serious because abasae ngoten abantongoten bariko baranga these guys they're just wasting time.
Ambiya mona asili boliyelyo yene entetere asmekiru entetere bono ya a seed has been planted a seed of revolt ya very planted in this young generation. This seed is bound to grow. When people started clamoring for multi-party democracy, Babo Kenneth Matiba, this means they thought but the pressure at the end of the day grew. It took time. watch this special morigeria Etayabreakfast
TV, yes.
and tatare yas make you revolt. This is the way to go. Abantu go ikaba feel obe omugaka obe omwana no target go feeling like these decisions are being made will affect you. Paka baba involved. So a generation ye might be dismissed ngaki aya yabona basaya ngaki barate. But they are already no enjira bako mobilize.
Yes.
They are mobilizing actually within the law. Na roje bako tebenge ndo yoko bogoli na match.
Yes.
About liya match or mo keep placard. Don't destroy property. The code in error. The kind of structure now when they come with phones, they are televising this revolution online. Again, the Yoko and as a Gen Z, no so alive. So alive, so why would somebody through a tear gas as a monto or the life? Yes, or see me live, placard unarmed. Yes. As of yesterday, activist Boniface Mwangi now we have 2 and 4 others. I got 2 on Tuesday. Mbata kiriko irwese kegambiro. Elinde batte bikunga ki mubwata mamochali kana hiyo. A career file ya better prepared. But again, charged with assembling, participating in an unlawful assembly, and the offense of creating disturbance. Correct? That file was prepared and was forwarded to the DPP, Director of Public Prosecution. And you have to leave aga. You kuamu na komeke decision ngaki ngo soer wekina. Ngo soer wekina. They rendered that decision yesterday. Bakateba ngaki te konya alikana to basoer. Yes. Mtota itiko basoer. Isababu ni number 1 it was unlawful assembly. You must tell us ngaki what offense. Umeta unlawful assembly is premised on the fact ngaki eba ku ebanga go chikokoreka korekebe. Nge koroki kebe bari go chikokoreka. Correct? The offense of creating disturbance. Meaning ngaki umonto yo conduct already li umana li arete seki. Li abuli omore morembe. Iyo mana kiba akorete. Nkoruana mbaruana. They didn't fight. They were just very live babegete chizimi chabo, chiplaka chabo protesting engane yega. So baskali abayiga bali gocha kuruania abantu abayiga na kobachi tear gas. They have no justification to do that. Abaskali gas yabo is to provide security. And this matter mate ajira bakese bigambiro. Yamangana ye right to picket. Ekaro ya jinze bigambiro from the demonstrations injiro chilicha IBS chokoruzi IBS cha 2016. Omonto yo mana chitwa kase kigambiro agatebanga kitoko kora. Kigambiro nkoro kia ruto kona chakole kubotantanu. Ya tageta kotebanga etutageta bono kobeka asitokurukanga demonstration zone. Nga segetega iga moberega iga no kwandamana kuri. Na ende abantu bali bakwanda amandamano babe responsible esekende kirasa liki ekarokana okona joku kamanya komochi go mone sababu tikwa lenga go promote the right to picket sababu otebi gungwa ndo ikaransa segete osine stadium ngano okuandamana it will defeat the logic. We want to present these petitions to public authorities. We want to express our displeasure. Ekarobon no bago tebanga with a designated area yogo picket oranye gwekani buna ekaroko tebi smoking zone uma teto bwa smoking zones ekinege korogere gebe kere bad ge ko beke ruwa sege ko so it is curtailing also go tanga mondo ta realize right ya yo correct yogo protest no go picket. So that decision delivery again to yogo ta kera ko ba is ko ban armed peacefully na ndo maji ngora igo bona bona igoro twale ko maji ngitwa saliti nothing ngitwa saliti. We moved around town. We did not disrupt any business. We expressed our displeasure ngaki umuna chibi no ituru. At the end of the day tukakura toka. Lakini kwale konyoranga umuntu na ubwata karengera lyekebe aturutere tiaga amangana tali gusalika. Amangana ali gocho gusalika ve. Iko Kenyans have always been peaceful. The only problem ego ikakara baskali basoire.
Do you think they work under orders? Mkiona watu fanya hivi, but hiyo tutajibu. Ekaruto rure asumo tumakomboke torenda madukani kidogo wakili. Ekaruto kwera ntoka ndire tumakubolinga. When is demonstration illegal? Okonyaranga mulienda mubwate protocol borongenga mabintu kabwate our demonstrations. Mwakani gunga no, that's illegal. Moko gendera bamanya watanga it was declared illegal. When and how? Machumuleto besuko skanere ta TV obarabu ubagusi.
Etaya TV Oburabu Wagusi.
Healthy Kenya International Center ni nyagitari egotoka imeyo muchobo songo egotumeka chimashini chiekerero chikomoleka ebimo byago na kumanyaso bebole nabako amaliogo arosirie kurwa semete arosirie nebirengo byeigoromono kurwa chinse jaisiko nkubwene bali amarwere buna diabetes gose esukari high blood pressure emechando yechinengo kansa chinyigo emechando yabaga kabuna low libido obogomba amona yande amange nigo babwate amaryo chakera yabana goikabanto abanene
inche no manyagitari irinike maobanye omo director bwa enyagitari tukoroka HK International Medical Center erega igo muchito bosongo na inde ni gonta getoko bariga ni mono sana na kubatebinga ni gotogo va services chiekerero tugotumia obobwenia bwekerero technology yo koligererio mubero omogima na inde twarigereria ngambi mo kibiri byase rutwaro muchanda twakwa amariogo na amarioga yaito ni gotunya ruseti ase chinse chesko ao na ande ni gare habo ayuto kurusia ase chinse buna bono kurustra marioga sense ya Hong Kong eyeri ni China na marioga ande ni goto kurusia sense ya Malaysia ayande kurustra sense ya Spain na ayande ni goto kurusia sense ya California Los Angeles California ni USA marioga ande nale to kurusia somo cho India na ayande ni goto kunyarusia sense ya South Africa ayana ara marioga kunyara gusibia omochando yikorwa somo bero na ende nonya ni gokuru mwaka 2011 twabere tukubweni abantu abange nande ni gare habo tabwatia ni side effect yara korentere kiagera na yemete igo karibu sana senye gitari yetu ya HK International Medical Center
asamange bakiri simia senamba 0717 176 383 Health Kenya International obubwenia uligene.
Uaminifu wake Mwenyezi Mungu umetufikisha umbali huu. Mchungaji Peter Morwabe pamoja na kanisa nzima la Gospel Embassy Chapel wanakualika kwa furaha kuu mnamo tarehe 22 Juni kwenye ukumbi wa Kisii Primary wanaposherehekea miaka 10 ya huduma kuanzia saa 2 asubuhi hadi saa 11 jioni.
Kwa sauti ya kushinda wachawi miaka 10, Bwana Yesu asifiwe.
Kwa neno la Mungu wagonjwa watapona na waliokandamizwa watawekwa huru. Njoo pamoja na jamii yako na marafiki, na kwa pamoja tutaona wema wake Mwenyezi Mungu, na Yehova atakuinua kutoka kwenye ufukara. Waimbaji sifika wa nyimbo za Injili wakiwemo Solomon Mukubwa, Ruben Kigame, Mary Atieno, Douglas Otiso, Penzila Mora, Embassy Worshipers na wengine wengi watawahudumia. Usikose.
Tunalile walilokatazwa na Mungu walikula. Adamu na Eva walitenda dhambi asili.
Usikose.
Etaya TV Oburabu Wagusi.
mono kigimo mwanchu murigeria twirane na inda sentunde yomo elia karutu na wakili Hilary Ongori Tom aiga Etaya TV Etayabreakfast show morobele ko cherekera diskule Jumatatu weka Ijumaa utakira saa 12 mpaka saa 4 rero nilitukoleli chiko ekero bono tokwe manyia mange igoro ye katiba igoro ye lichiko nkirigoteba amo na mangana yebigambiro tole no mwakili agenda tokotokonya kumanya ebinte biga ande tayuranyore onye toyeme Etaya TV oburabu bwagusi na ende toiralenga mpiamano kigima aseke chogendreta kutobwati abono iga ngano nya kogendreta ko baseke bagokiao ali asense mitandao no tole Facebook live Etaya TV YouTube no tole live buna Etaya TV SMS line nigere open kigima egero tolikere chujumbe chao to chirigererie asemambi ya bono biamano wakili tumerudi kutoka mapumzikoni kerondo che nara iga gotebana salimia wakili Hilary sana mwambie asalimie wakili George Mo barabona bantaba yanaende karibu sana Etayabreakfast show asante sana ujiandika jina lakini wakoira maiga mangira ndio gutumire naro bolinga nini itafanyika kwa ule aliua ule askari yakubolinga ulio responded ko ase mosi asioli inki kosegigo cha komobera yes
olio maitarenge correspond to the situation ya lengaro
yes
asoko beko bolendi olini gasia alenge say duty you karole say duty once you are performing your duty
yes
we commend that person for responding immediately na ko neutralize montoli ekiagara banta bangi na bali gocha kusio so igo ri okoira ni ryo ngolinga no comment to comment kere na ande tikiyo kera koreki kera baro lekiara that is somebody responding to a security threat
right yemo sana ateba kurukurwa wax asante sana nindo che TV na Morocco South Mugrango agoteba shabiki sana wa wakili George Mo otebiri nayo kubekira se list amependa sana the way you are answering questions amesema kudos and congratulations so much na agotebanga kwania aba wakili bonsi ya county ya Kisimbia mana sana divi na Morocco South Mugrango ndoche Ruben kubolinga does government only have one avenue of collecting tax yakubulinga serikali yani ebwate njere ya mayoka ngane finance bill mbaro chibinto binde gochimaega asante sana hiyo tutajibu na bali maganda ko pongeza egepindi ndoche Lydia agoteba gukwanira maiga mange nenda goteba nate nine nainwe asogosiria one of you anasema pole na ende no aragenda tukubwati umurubiri ndoje sana nimetero no mungina Mary koro KENYAN binarigerete kabisa asante sibali moto machie SMS umbali batumire SMS wetera ase enamba yesimi nara igoli kote banga according to me I may be a devil advocate if indeed the woman was sick and there was evidence. The judgment to cancel the bail wasn't fair. Onye evidence ya lengo lakini wakili nateva evidence haikuwa. Sometimes our courts tend to be unfair to their judgment. Akotanga mwisonde iganaro the guy in alleged assault to a police officer was given a bond term of 700k and the Kiambu MP alleged for murder was given a $1 million bond regardless for their financial muscle. Oyo wakili akoroko Daniel Tesina Marasa ndete omo tebelinga there are some rights chabantunga no nyino to
bia mono Daniel ya silibolio na ende na sekerengere kiaonga it was unfair but onye kinde nkoinyora buya omonto yiga wasol dio muskali mwaro che video go trend online no monto bwati muskali akamwaka chitega akamurwani njerenen igo one of the ways karo bond ye koruwa ngolirire ngaki how the offense yakoleteki yabete conducted na and you can't start comparing bonds chebi na how na and financial capability yomuntu is not one of the considerations ekaro gochiko kwa yegwe bond a bond yegasi ya eneri no gwensure ngaki kwa attend ye court it's simply that
all right
inchera kiora kiara no presumed innocent until you are proven guilty so we can't be saying aki nga bond here because the agenda here bond is not to punish ekiagara the agenda nelinga ki this person is innocent ntura atagara boshahidi we are giving this person a way yo watendi kina atara korek ata kare siko elinde bakekina kera tumanye kumanyanga nabwata magosta kaliti stabwati bond and bail guidelines in chiraro chiko ko guide on a case to case basis. So te kama uniform ngaki assault nge offense ya assault e bond in eli 50.
Okay. Right, we see.
So it depends on a case to case basis. No, you go is this person a repeat offender? No, this is not the first case you have. You might even be told you are not going to be given bond. Bond is a discretion here court.
Yeah.
Abu baragwe kare ko balina mtoto yabengambara umuntu for example no umuntu okolje bikoro sine biko tajira abana inse kira so very notorious for that.
Yeah.
Ntumubuga toke back to the society ngane bond tokomwa na kitoko nyarangi ntokero tokoro kanga pre-bail report. Aba obisa ba kogenda baka seso umuntu yo babura bolinga ki umuntu yo naisa ne iroko ywe bond. And bond can also be given for your security.
Okay.
Ora abuga toku. Onye n'umuntu accused was na mangana buna say that okra ranga otebigu ngano umuntu ogojoro ora igore gashiri naende go sembo tuku ora abuga to kuoga na ando itu. It is for your security sometimes, but so again tokwera ni dani linga ki considerations nechi nyingi and you cannot start comparing from one case to the other linga ki nkigege wero ya etu 1700 nkyo ya 1 million. Yes.
And bond, you can get your
refunded. Yes.
Was cash.
Yes. Title deed. Ever discharged.
It is very different from fine.
It's not a fine. It's a punishment.
So a fine
a fine
all right.
Bond is to secure your attendance. No chocheko. So unfairness does not come here at the end of the day. This money will be funded to you.
All right. In fact, paying tax is not a problem. The problem is the way they use them. They are living large at the expense of Mananchi. Peaceful demonstration is a right. It seems that the police don't understand the law. Is it that the police don't understand the law?
I support 100%. A tax is the biggest question. Yes.
Right. Monna karoto gusiki gosenkoro soma police oliotenete anya Nairobi babuli the relevant authorities ngambinto kabwate okorobekana bali no bunga you cannot do this. When is the relevant authority abone to gote ngamo wena tukwanda mandamano litukoli yankyo
mbya mono morali asili boli elyo molili bweta TV amangana ya mandamano tali permission to go chikosaba.
Okay.
Kikatiba tali baga to go chikosaba to andamana. It is our right. As long as we are peaceful, we are unarmed, and we are marching peacefully, to notify. The issue is notification.
Okay, you're right.
And why are we notifying them? To provide security.
Okay.
Bonege ntokera rongelinga ki abantu bali bakurukunga n'abanyanyimbo. Bamenyate in the old age. Barengera tingambara bago to ali bagali bakora you go demonstrate. And if you look at amatuka akuruma mandamana ndonsi once notification yabe mostly ona buna Nairobi kwa roje county commander ko yanga ki mandamana ayu na religo mandamana to yatanya ko tebunga be religo. But it is wrong. It karo monda ko lika di rube go so issue a press munyanyimbo nga mandamana ayu to ayakanire. We are not seeking permission. Right. We have notified you or provide security. So it is the wrong way you are calling it. Na ande korokinga abanyanyimbo tibara understand lichikeliga. There's under the Public Order Act, Public Order Act is to maintain order.
Okay.
Abanta abacha kuandamana omochoko no raro. Their security no. If it is property ever protected. Inere purpose ya. So nobody musikali onde kwenye munyanyimbo rights chinde yango the no karoto kwandra about fundamental rights and freedoms. Nchibwate limitations. Na ndi tubwate chinde chitali ko limited. Kwarat eyebunere nyane yokere self limiting. Kyagere ko qualify ngaki no bwato bosiboro but ko run armed. Ko peaceful. So those conditions are the limit. but we are not seeing anywhere kotebanga we should seek permission to demonstrate. Again, don't know notify ngaki ntoje tutuara maandamano yomore.
All right.
Yes.
But provide security.
Yes.
And baba taina kimogora.
Yes.
Bretu nambo limambinga ki ekana ko motenga unarmed. Maya wante bunore go or enter demonstration. Are you sure totally armed? Now they are not armed. Oh no, ekana ko te bwana armed inkieke because nante yembu kana ntengense is a weapon. Esimi yebwate can be a weapon. No wonder majomo skari na mwakire wabe. So an armed
assessment on the issue ya kobana armed.
Yes.
To tuara kioma kende kionsi. Ne karo to kota be goroye kioma. We are talking about mo to koro again to gereli chiko koro kanga a right thinking man, a reasonable man. Nki kioma. What is a weapon? Karo how nki karo ata binga you are armed. Even tombiro ra tuare ata kananga you are armed. If I'm carrying a placard, elingi mogeti goro yanga tanga ki Zakayo lazima ashuke or occupy Kisi. Ejune kioma.
No.
In the assessment of a right thinking member of the society. Esi mimbo politiko bakabona usisi ensa. Aye korengana bunura arenga linga nota keta konyoranga ne kioma. But a right thinking member of the society.
It's harmless.
It is harmless.
All right.
Ebi yo mambiringa ki oimo kichi mo kyama keda. Oimo kichi nturago oimo kiemeyu. Oimo kichi ndati osama mepea magome.
Thank you.
Ebi ndobone. So it is something cover the issue of being armed or unarmed. It is something assessed.
Okay.
Under a right thinking member of the society, a reasonable man. The assessment of a reasonable man is this being armed or not totally armed?
Right.
Yes.
Wakili, we only have 5 minutes to end this program so that I can allow you Naya and to serve the society. But what happens now? If you be sort of Kenya, if you be banks, if you be private sectors, ajiri parliamentarians mbabisa wait this bill. 2024 finance bill. What if now what will happen to these parliamentarians? Because everything is please don't
reject
pass. Reject this by all means.
Down
this
finance bill 2024.
What if now they are passed? Where inga to us? Under 2 minutes. Yes.
They can either pass it or shoot it down. So what will happen? It will mean that those are now the new tax measures. But tell you tanga, a bill. Finance act. From a bill it goes to an act. Act. If anybody feels this act now there is a tax measure that is punitive, that is challenge, they can challenge that act now. Ebi inabona bakonyoranga ki umuntu ochire court koteba application. Iyo finance act yeti kuna babunga etene neta kolega. So it still can be challenged through our courts.
What are you telling us? Buna ekembekene kialo sort of Kenya ngosemeri kitokotwara wocha because if it passes na kinu mochi fight it back to
I know for sure bunango gamba naye. If it is passed naende every kanenge bintombira robire punitive, the law society will be among the petitioners. Oni gana bora anyalo toko gamba iga petitions ichire tayari.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ichire tayari.
Okay.
Ekarobuna toko chikonyoranga mangana ngo swali ga kuburukania bakenya. Tunaingia ndani. No ano mutata ni mathaponi guys ready. He's ready for Tuesday.
Yes.
Kuna wakara teba asa mangana ya social media. So any day toko nyoranga the kingere pope, the law society has always taken head on act punitive. Ekaro act the other day ya mangana ya
housing.
Affordable housing. Ekaro that act ya better passed. Aba batanga ni gojaga go deal ngendekyo is the law society. Was among the petitioners. Pakke kagenda baka sekigambiro, pakke kagambiro keganya declare unconstitutional. Yes.
So digatobe again. In fact under 30 seconds because we have 2 minutes. 30 seconds mkyogote bimuligende bwita TV na ndo li follower ya okabisa kuno mwaki
mbi yamono umuligende bwita TV tuagire ya mona singinjo mwa bwatrige pindie na ande singinjo yoko gendera gutaka kwemanya mono samangana iri chiko aseke ngeseke ya Etaya TV to gwakanga mbia mono na ende to encourage every person kiro muntu uri gali siko na aye boli ngaki nkikegendererete. That is how we start public participation.
Yes.
Tuto baise ko parents monga mangana atari ko chiko to bwati kera mangana yango to uswali monga kanaro gata evidence kagali se tonga eboli nkiora akorere kenyoro ayo monyene nkiora akorere kenyoro. So in the face of this time zoko nyoranga bono na boni gato konya kukwana igura mangana finance bill boni ga mwaro chichi messages onye chinamba chia bajumbe kero muntu no nchiraro likero na nayo mujumbo ge message take action.
Is that not invading privacy?
Ya mona so ko boli ringana lia privacy. Those are public officers. Ekarole public officer to ko boli goro ya mangana public office. Those are issues chire concerning us. Na and once you have become a public officer again privacy yage kwira so you become that you are in the office. That office is a public office. So you cannot invoke the right to privacy. We should ask you. We should tell you to reject the finance bill. So mbiyamana soko toligere na ende omonene ngo mbiyamana.
Asante mbiyamana sana wakili Hilary Ongori Tom wikagali yankwaniriza Alma Bunuke nkwaniri wakili George Mo mkonyo waragava na Sipa Paula Rati mangi kabisa bakageta breakfast show to amusogeire wachimana tukolera abo asebano kwemenya lichiko autochitwa korega kera litukoli Alhamisi